the revolutionary ankle lock system, an integrated brace built into the boots, delivering unrivaled support, protecting ligaments from twists, tears, and trauma.
Regan Slaymaker for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Our Kings, and I have the pleasure to be joined by world-class coach Mcguigan at Adam Azim's Media Day. I mean, how is everything with Adam heading into this fight, Shane?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Obviously there's been a reschedule of opponent, but the date stayed the same, and the training is always, is going on and as normal, and he's in a good place. Looking forward to making a statement and trying to steal the show.
Definitely, with a fighter like Adam, obviously quite young as well. A lot of fighters with an opponent change so close out, the head might go, they might lose a bit of focus. I mean, how is Adam in a situations like this, going into kind of a situation like that?
Oh, his head's gone, completely gone. No, he's a mature 23. He turned pro at 18, and he has had a lot of things his own way, in a sense like he's been with Sky and he's been headline slots and always been made a priority, but. Yeah, he's been around fighters in the gym that haven't always had their own way, and I think he's always seen the industry for what it really is. And I think he has a level of expectancy from the industry, especially these big cards and stuff like that. So a lot of drama can unfold, and you've just got to persevere and get on with it.
Definitely, and obviously another massive occasion for him this time, a stadium fight. He's headlined shows before, but it's a bit of a different occasion for Adam this time, is it? It's a massive show for him.
Yeah, and I think it's one that he's relishing. He's relishing to go out there and put on a great performance, and he wants someone that wants to come and have a fight with him, so he can showcase what he's really about. And he's looking forward to the fight. He's looking forward to going out there, putting on. I don't think Cattrall versus Echo is going to be a great fight, and then I'm not sure that Riakporhe Tommy Welsh is going to be a great fight. I think it just. It's between Adam and the main event. I think that's the most important thing. The main event was a great cracking fight the first time, but there wasn't knockdowns or drama. There was just a lot of swinging and standing there and fighting tired, which was good fun. But I don't think there wasn't much class there. And I think with Adam, he's classy counter puncher. He can bang. And I think he's going to light it up.
Definitely. That being said, obviously, like you said, put on a statement performance. Obviously, he's got that IBO world title. He could, with a top performance, he could jump into a world title fight or a massive fight next, couldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, the division's up in the air, isn't it? So we'll see. I mean, we've got good ties with Louis de Cubas and Al Heyman in the States. We've got Antoine Russell Jr. Obviously Dalton's boxing Matthias. So there's some great fights out there for us, but he just has to go out there and win, and whether it's the fight afterwards or the one after that, we'll hopefully be in a world title fight soon.
Definitely. I want to move on to Ellie Scotney as well. I mean, gutted that her undisputed title fight was called off, but unbelievable win against Yamaleth Mercado halfway through the year now. But yeah, a shame that couldn't get undisputed before the end of the year, Shane.
Yes, but hopefully we can reschedule it to early New Year, like January, February time. So we're working behind the scenes with Nikisa, and it's a really tough one for Ellie. She was persevering for an injury for a couple of weeks, and she just wasn't able to train. I think going into a fight of this magnitude, for myself as a coach, I want her to be 100%. And I think she's a fighter. She would fight through no matter what. But has to her training she was able to do 20-30% of what she normally does, and I says it's not right. You got to go and get that seen to and addressed, and unfortunately had to pull out. But hopefully we can. She's getting the treatment now. She's not in the gym at the moment, but she's ticking over in terms of starting back, doing a little bit of running and conditioning and stuff. And hopefully we can speak to Nikisa and get the date scheduled in the new year. But her opponent had to do a mandatory, but I'm pretty sure they've able to smooth that over and extend it.
Definitely. I mean, as well with the form Ellie's on, I feel like she could win the fight with 20 or 30% with that form. But do you think she's kind of finally getting that credit she deserves now? Because she's been unifying for the past year and a half, but it felt like that win against Yamaleth Mercado, she was finally getting her flowers. Would you agree with that, Shane?
Yeah, and I think like she hasn't had the knockout win yet, which it's frustrating for her. But she can definitely punch. You know, she's definitely got a little bit of power to her. And I think once she finds that, once she sort of believes in herself and her power, I think that's when she's going to really light it up, because she goes through the gears in the fights and she has them hurt and then just pulls off a little bit. And I think it's probably just genuinely doesn't believe that they're as hurt as they are. Like Mercado was hurt throughout the fight, you know, and could have turned the screw and took her out. But and looking back in hindsight, she's I should have just stepped onto there. But this is experience, and then she's learning at a world title level, which is it's a credit to her. You know, most people do that learning at like way lower down the rankings.
Definitely as well, and I think you could see it in Yamaleth Mercado's eyes when every time she was hit clean as well. Malik Zinad as well, Shane. I mean, a surprise addition to a lot of people. Back out November the 30th as well. I mean, how has the link up been with Malik since he's joined?
I trained him twice before.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay,
yeah,
sorry.
So we took him in. So when he moved from Libya to Malta, Donny Lalong messaged us and said, we got this Libyan kid who can really bang. He's as raw as anything. So we said, all right, no problem, we'll bring him over for one of the Cyclone shows. And he knocked out a kid from Wales badly. He knocked him out it's actually Chantal Cameron's debut.
Okay.
And she was stood there in the tunnel waiting to go out, and he put someone in the stretcher. And then they took the opponent to the hospital. And obviously you need two ambulances at the show at that whole time. So we're waiting 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. She goes, what's going on? Why am I not coming out? I said, well, we're waiting for an ambulance to come back. So I knew about Malik a long time ago, and then I started working with him. But unfortunately, he didn't have backing or sponsorship, stuff like that. So, and there wasn't much opportunities for him. So I said to him, like, look, you see if you can go off and do anything. And he went back, got some sponsorship, then came back again when I was in Wandsworth Gym, then went down to Kent University, and then had too many people around him. So went off, went to Freddie Roach, went to Buddy McGirt, kept asking me to train him for fights, rang me before the Bivol fight, said, can you train me? I said, well, like, it's good money, but I'm not here to stand in and make up numbers, man. I want you to like, you're a super middleweight for starters, and you're boxing the best, well, it's been proven to be the best light heavyweight. So I said, you need, and you just boxed a 12-rounder like 4 weeks before, and your bad hand, everything. I said, dude, come on, you need to pull out of that. I said, I want the opportunity, I want the money. And so I said, oh, no problem, you do that. And then I seen him in Saudi, and I says, look, if you want to do it, you're still 30, 31. I says, do it properly. So he's come over, and he's going to come down to super middleweight. Nice. He's going to cause chaos down at super middleweight. I'm telling you, like he can really fight. He can really fight. I'd love the Hamza Shiraz fight for him. Okay. Big time. I'd love it. I mean, I think Hamza's a great fighter. He's on good form. But I think you got two kids. One, one with a Pakistani background, one with who's a Libyan kid. I think that's a fight for Riyadh season. That genuinely is a fantastic fight. People would write Malik off, but I believe he could do it. And give a great account of himself. And there's some good fights there, but he keeps getting offered fights at light heavyweight, and I'm like, you're not a light heavyweight. He walked in the ring against Bivol at 12-7, 12-8. He walked in the same weight he did the weigh-in at, and Bivol probably put on a stone. I said, like, you're a super middleweight, dude. Like, you're not that. You're fighting at a massive disadvantage. So, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't have the guidance. They don't get that guidance, and they've got all the talent, they've got all the ability, but they get fed to the wolves. And he can really do something special. I'm excited about him.
Definitely. I mean, I remember Turki Al-Sheikh saying that he owed Malik a fight after that Bivol fight, so hopefully that can be made soon as well. Final two from me, Shane. Chris Billam-Smith, a situation with the interim title and everything like that, it seemed like I don't want to say a shambles, but I kind of want Chris Billam-Smith to get a fight. But where are we at with him after kind of a massive win again on the first Eubank Ben card at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, it's been a frustrating time, but I think it's been a frustrating time with everyone that's... With the Sky and the Boxer situation, it has just been a frustrating time, and we can't point the finger at anyone. It's just the way it works. These things happen, and we were in communication, so it wasn't like we got stood up and no one bid for it.
Yeah, that's not what I was saying, by the way.
It was, we understood what was going on, and we've been talking to Benny, who's part the German guy, and we were trying to get to a deal. But the WBO kept forcing a date on us, and we're waiting on a broadcast to get back to us on dates. So, and it just got to the stage that WBO were forcing it too much, and we said, look, let's just, it's not gonna, we're not gonna go out to Germany. And when they won it, they still wanted us to stage the fight. Because they was like, all right, we've won it, but you can take it off our hands. Just pay Chris what you want and sort out for us. But we couldn't get that over the line. So something will be announced in the new year.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing Chris Billam-Smith back in the ring as well. And final one, Caroline Dubois as well. Another solid win at the beginning of the year. I mean, obviously unification talk being thrown around as well, but one thing's for sure, Caroline Dubois is in a great position with that WBC world title. Yeah,
and obviously you got MVP, who are after all the female boxers. They're very interested in Caroline, but so are Boxer and so are other promoters. So we're just assessing what's best for her, and hopefully we'll have news soon.
Definitely, Shane. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
The revolutionary ankle lock system, an integrated brace built into the boots, delivering unrivaled support, protecting ligaments from twists, tears, and trauma.